real questions that Hoosiers have asked Google sometime last year. You get your forehead ready because it's about to get slapped by your hand several times.
Let's be real. We may have asked these questions from this building.
It's possible.
Well, maybe. I can't. I'm looking ahead. I don't know that I've asked any of these, but I mean, maybe you guys have. And if you have, feel free to fess up to it. The first one is, I'm going to call this one fair. I don't know why I'd ever Google a question like this, but I can understand why people would have concerns. Number one, what is presidential? And I don't exactly know. It's kind of like indecency. I know it when I see it. There's no definition of what presidential is. I just know that's not it or that is it.
That's a weird grammatical sentence, too. Like,
what is presidential?
It's almost like Jeopardy. You know?
Well, I mean, but what is presidential is changing almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, cyberbullying via Twitter was not presidential 2 years ago, but now kind of is. You know what I mean? It changes on the daily.
That's true. That's very true.
The second one, you know, I take for granted sometimes that people... The second question is, how many states are there?
You just never know, do you?
And I've learned, this one came up on the night show a few times. I had a lot of people assuming there were 52 states, and I would tell them, no, you're thinking of cards in a deck. Or they would think
Who thinks there's 52 states?
A lot of listeners. And then I can also tell you a lot of them thought there were 48. And I'm thinking, no, you're thinking of the contiguous states.
Yes, there are two out there that are kind of floating amongst themselves in Alaska and Hawaii to make up our 50.
And look at Alaska getting a second shout out this morning.
Right. It's been a lot of Alaska talk this morning.
So those are usually in little kind of sub pictures on the map, but they're almost always there. Now, you might not be able to, mail something there, or they're not always eligible for the same national contest that we are, but they're still part of the union.
Well, in fairness, you just never know when there's going to be like a random presidential tweet where he just, added a state. And you just find that out over Twitter.
I've seen he invented a word several weeks ago. Coffee. I saw a headline. There's an Indiana driver who has it as his license plate.
I saw that too.
The Coffee vanity plate. All right, so there are, by the way, if you are concerned, there are 50 states. There are no more, no less at this time. Although I've heard talk of, I think it was Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's been trying. They are technically, I think, considered a commonwealth.
They are
the
part
United States.
They're an American territory, I think.
They receive some of the federal benefits that other states do, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe. But they have been trying to become our 51st state for a long time.
Well, I'm not necessarily sure I'm opposed to it. And then what I think would be crazy is if we do accept them as a 51st state, we'd have to change the flag.
Oh, yeah. You got to add an extra star in there somewhere.
Then my whole balance thing would be off,
I don't know where we would put it, but...
Consider your OCD kick in a little bit, like, that's off center. I can't stand that.
You'd have to, put it in a different area.
And then I heard that...
it wouldn't be part of the 50.
I also heard that we're going to update the national anthem to Despacito if that becomes our 51st
This is why people have to Google these things.
I know,
they hear stuff on the radio, and they're like, hey, I heard this thing.
Wait a minute.
We got to find out what it is.
Is Despacito the U.S. national anthem?
Say it with me. This is how we sing it down in Puerto Rico. Everyone's got their hands over their hearts. The third question that people are asking Google from right here in Indiana, what is communism? And I'll say, while I know what communism is and wouldn't need Google to tell me, I can understand that could be confusing to people.
You think that was being asked last year because Russia has been so dominant in our news cycle?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Are they even communist anymore? I thought that. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what goes on over there.
There's a video attached to this one, and the default image is the Russian. There's like a Russian. It's not the flag specifically, but you can tell it's Russian. It's got the sickle and hammer. So
it
yes,
was a popular topic in government class.
Maybe
students.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm team capitalism, by the way.
I'll just answer that question. What is it's not good. That's what communism is.
Right,
it's not good.
It's not quite as free as what we're used to here in the States.
What we get to enjoy here. We don't get to.
If you're into doing what you want for a living, or spending your money how you want to,
or being able to criticize the government without fear of imprisonment or torture.
Exactly.
That's what communism is.
And then we'll do one more here, and then we will we'll split this up and come back to it in a second. The fifth one, and this is something I find interesting here in the tri-state. What is natural selection? Sonny says, this just makes me giggle for so many reasons, but I try to refrain from being unduly rude.
It's a dog food, right?
Natural.
Kidding.
I
mean, it is.
I hope you're kidding.
Come on. Seriously, guys.
Yeah, so natural selection, of course, is something that weeds out the weak
It's
of the
a survival
species.
of the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
Yeah, basically.
Like, for example, a species might not be strong enough to survive here on Earth, so Earth just naturally gets rid of them.
Over a course of time, they become the prey, and the predators that are a little stronger pretty much take care of the issue for us.
Nature's like, hey, dodo bird, shape up or ship out. And Dodo was like, what?
It's just
Dodo was too busy banging its head against the wall to hear it.
Dodo didn't understand, and Dodo's not here no more. So the Dodo...
No mo Dodo? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Right. So
the term becomes popular. Like, I know for a lot of like the stupid news stories, that might, I'm trying to think of a good example, but you might be like, you know what? That's just natural selection.
That is
taking
natural
its course.
selection. That's correct.
That's just weeding the weak from the strong.
If you follow the Twitter account, the Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's evolution just didn't catch up with some people, and they do dumb things, and they end up, unfortunately, losing their life over in some cases, and that's what, that's sometimes considered, you know what? That's nature doing its business.
What is satire? Is the question that people have been asking Google from Indiana. The definition, according to Sonny, says the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues.
Yes, to me, satire has always been more associated with poking fun at the news or politics per se, but it could really apply to anything like you defined it there.
Or like, let's say you take for example, Spaceballs was kind of a satire of Star Wars.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a good comparison.
Or anything National Lampoon has done. You know, or the airplane movies from back in the day.
Those are funny.
Yeah, those are. Yeah.
I love those.
I feel like most of these questions are a research paper that somebody had to write.
Okay, explain number 7 then, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley.
Do midgets have night vision?
Oh, well, not that one. What? Why?
You're right. No, it's probably a research paper for a college thesis.
Yeah. Now, granted, little people.
Why didn't I read ahead?
But the actual way people are typing it into Google is
midgets.
Yes.
Do you know that my mom's school mascot was the midgets? What? True story. Butternut, Wisconsin. Look it up, guys.
Had they had to change it to the Butternut Little People?
I don't know. I don't know if it's...
Surely they've changed it to something
Let's just Google that.
A little more...
Because then that'll be next year's most Googled.
Watch midgets have night vision and we don't know it.
Is that an urban myth that I'm not familiar with?
This one is totally out of left field to me.
Yeah.
Sonny writes, the question is not only ridiculous, but ignorant and offensive all in one. Can't disagree with that.
No, I don't disagree at all.
Are these people serious? You should have to pass an IQ test to use Google now. This is why you should stay in school, kids. Yeah, to my knowledge...
Maybe it is a research paper.
Your height has nothing to do with how well you see in the dark.
They're not cats.
No, you're right. All right, and then maybe this weird. Another one, Ashley, saying we got high-level thinkers here probably trying to write their theses. Are aliens real, and also is Bigfoot real? And spoiler alert,
I believe in Harry and the Hendersons. Thank you.
I believe in the TV show, but don't get me wrong.
It's a movie.
Or whatever. Ain't no...
John Lithgow.
That seems somewhat legit to me, though. I mean, with all the conspiracy theory shows and things that are on TV now, there's a whole series on I don't know what channel that is, Hunting Bigfoot. It was on Discovery or Sci-Fi or something like that. And you get these ghost shows and shows about aliens and all that stuff on History Channel and that kind of stuff. And, evidence, quote-unquote evidence, that would maybe lead you to believe when presented in a certain way that it is a possibility that they do exist.
Or like if you're a kid and you hear about Bigfoot for the first time.
Yeah, you're seeing movies, you're watching the Avengers and things where aliens come into your home planet and want to take over. I always wondered, though, why is it always Earth? There are plenty of other planets. Why are you always coming after us?
That's why it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying there's not like life on other planets, and like I know like bacteria and plant life and water and stuff like that, but I don't think we're going to be...
Who cares about that stuff?
God.
But people are saying that when people think of alien life, you think of movies and green creatures and guns.
Yeah.
So
they're here to eradicate us. That's my